Okay, Andrea, we've seen people cry when they're eliminated. We've seen people angry and throwing fits, but you were smiling. You were peppy. Did you go into that tribal council expecting to go home?
No, I did not think I was going home at all. I thought Brad was going home. I thought it was a straightforward vote. Look, I am actually shocked that I react like this because I can definitely be a sore loser in real life. Like, I do not like to lose. So I am just as shocked as everyone else that I react in that manner. Like, I was smiling when I saw my vote, but when I saw my name, which is so weird.
And after Jeff read those final votes, you kind of went over and teased Sari. At that moment, did you know for sure that she was one of the people that turned on you?
I knew that. I had figured if I was going to be voted out, I'm sure Sari was going to have something to do with it because she's going to always be clued in on what was going on. So my reaction was, oh, this must be Sari's doing. And then when I was voted off, I was trying to think who was the one person that voted with me, and I couldn't wrap my head around who it was. I thought maybe it was Ty because he was just left out of the vote. But it turns out it was Aubrey, and that made sense because Aubrey and I had gotten really close, so they didn't want to tell her about it. But yeah, I figured Sari might have something to do with it. That crafty Sari.
You were trying to get Sarah out. You and Sari had a conversation, and Sari just wasn't biting.
No, I didn't know that Sari wanted to go to the end with Sarah. So that kind of came as a surprise because if I would have known that, clearly I wasn't going to talk about getting Sarah out. So that kind of screwed up my whole plan. I had no idea that Sari was looking at Sarah endgame like that.
Can you expand on a little what you told Jeff about how some people were being all nicey back at camp and then they go and vote them out later? Was that a dig at Sarah or Sari or?
To be completely honest, I think I was just throwing a blanket statement out there. A lot of people are asking me about. Yeah, a lot of people are asking about that. I mean, in general, I think it's a rule of thumb is you don't butter up someone right before you vote them out because that sticks with them. And I know in my seasons, the reason I wasn't so pissed at Boston Rob or John Cochran is they kind of laid off right before they blindsided me, which I don't know if it was on purpose or not. But then it wasn't like we were hanging out all day and we were best friends. But if I was directing it at anyone, it was probably towards Sarah because she was kind of doing that to people, like being like your best friend right before she cut you.
Right. We have a question from the Inquisitor's Kevin Jacobson. He's one of our writers at Gold Derby. He wants to know, were you conscious of being such a big threat on the island, even over somebody like Sari, the legendary Sari? I think you were the one that people tapped as, we got to get Andrea out because she's too big of a threat. Were you aware of that?
No, I wasn't aware of it, and I think that was one of my flaws, but I don't think it's accurate. I think what happened was, here I am still being like, I'm still not the big threat. But what I think happened was my name came up at merge from Zeke, and all of a sudden it was this whole thing that I was a big strategic, social, and challenge threat, but no one had even seen me do anything. So if you have someone like Debbie, who in pregame interviews said I was a Playboy model, all of a sudden calling me the biggest threat, I feel like it's a certain sort of, I feel like it's a group think situation. And granted, yes, I should have recognized I was a bigger threat than I thought I was. But I'm in no way a bigger threat than someone like Sari or even Aubrey.
Right. And at Gold Derby, we do predictions every week, and your name was up there for quite a long time as someone that could potentially win this season. And so even our readers thought you were a big threat. Is that a compliment?
Yeah. I mean, of course. It's better to be voted out as a big threat than because you were annoying or something.
Right. If you could go back and change one thing, like redo one game move that you did, what would that be?
Well, if I could, I would redo other people's game moves and have Zeke not come after me because I think that would have changed a lot. But man, it's hard because there wasn't like a specific move. It would have been more so in general, realizing Sarah wasn't this naive Midwestern long lost sister of mine. Like I almost viewed Sarah as a non-factor out there. It was Suri and I planning something and then seeing if Sarah was on board. When in reality, Sarah was doing a lot, but or at least I had no idea. So I wish I would have picked up on that a little more. And then when I finally did start to pick up on it, as you saw in the last episode, it was too late. By the time Aubrey and I were thinking, maybe this is a good move to take out Sarah, it was way too late.
Okay, let's talk about Zeke, because it seems like you guys had something really, really strong going, and then after the merge, you both of you guys butted heads against each other. If you had found a way to work together, do you think your group there could have been the final six?
I don't think it would have been final six because in a season like this, there's going to be a lot of flipping and stuff. But I think that if Zeke wouldn't have turned on me, both of us would have went farther. I really do. I really do think that he screwed up his game with that move and consequently screwed up my game. I wish he wouldn't have done that because I think if we would have stuck together, we would have both gone farther.
So he was the one that drew first blood.
Yes. I wasn't planning on going against him.
Okay. Well, I do have some good news. Even though you were voted out, you crossed the 100-day mark for playing Survivor. Only 7 people in Survivor history have done this. Ozzy, Sue, Boston Rob, Parvati, Amanda, Rupert, and you. So that must feel pretty cool, huh?
It does. Look, I couldn't win the season, but at least I have some accomplishments. And 100 days is no joke. I was so over the moon that I made 100 days. So at least I can look back on my Survivor experience and say that I did something really cool. Not a lot of people can say that. How many contestants have there been? Do you know? Like has there been 500
total.
I don't know. Oh yeah, but I'm saying in terms of like all the people that have played Survivor.
Oh.
You know.
I think it's somewhere in the 500 range at this point.
Yeah. So that's really cool for me.
What was the hardest thing about Game Changers compared to your other previous seasons? Was it just the level of competition was just incredibly tough this year?
I think the hardest part for me was I put a lot of pressure on myself because it was my 3rd season. I wasn't just there to play Survivor and have a great adventure. It was like, okay, you should win. Like, if you're not going to win, like, what are you doing? And I had that pressure on myself, like most people probably did this season. So it just made the season way more intense and really frustrating when I didn't win. The season was just hard. I think there was kind of a dark cloud over the whole season. And it was, with the Varner incident and with just how people were voted off earlier, it just seemed like a little nastier than the other seasons I've played. So it was harder on me emotionally for sure.
Are you excited for next week's finale? You get to go to the reunion and see all of these folks. Some of them voted you out. Some of them were your friends.
Yeah, I'm super excited. I have no drama this year. So because my 2nd season I had a lot of drama after voting out Francesca. So this season I'm excited to sit back and watch all the drama, and I'm not involved in any way, shape, or form.
So I guess the question that everyone has asked you, if you will come back would you come back if they asked you for a 4th time?
It's not really something I'm thinking about right now. I wouldn't say it's a hard pass, but I just don't think I would do any better on a 4th season, you know? Like I think, like I've been so lucky to go really far all 3 times. Like I don't know if I really want to go play again and get voted off early. I think maybe I just hang my hat.
And then final question before you have to run. What was your favorite moment from Game Changers? Thinking back of your 30 plus days, is there something on TV or something that wasn't shown? Do you have a favorite?
Well, 100% is when my mom came out there. Because
my
mom, huge Survivor fan. She was a big reason that I even did this season because I was contemplating not doing it. And to have her out there made the whole thing worth it. Because then it's not just an experience for me. It's like she had a great experience and met all these people and got to meet Jess. Like the whole thing is so insane when you think about it. So to give her that experience made the whole thing worth it.
Awesome. Well, we look forward to seeing you next week at the reunion finale show.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.